Hey, Shalom Markins of Rakam from Jim Islam, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chach Wadash. When I give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, who was taught this truth, taught us well, right? And, shout out there to the brothers that are in there on the highways and byways teaching this truth, sincerity, right? Was just watching this back from GMS Watchmen, right? On Sabak and HOI in their teachings, their doctrine concerning the MOTB, the mark, and how that it's a doctrine in their opinion, right? And first of all, it's nothing but laziness, right? How they breaking down these scriptures, all right? Because to say it's a doctrine is, you're ignoring, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16 and the word mark and its meaning, right? Do you go into that word mark? Have you seen what it says? So the question is how can it be a doctrine? And if it is a doctrine, what doctrine is it? What doctrine are you talking about? Is it a particular doctrine? Right? Because there's a million and one doctrines out here in the world, right? That Esau's behind and he pushes, he promotes and whatever. So what doctrine is it? Is it a newly thought up one that hasn't come into being yet? What you're so very vague in your premise, and when you're teaching about this, you don't sound very confident in what you're teaching. It's like you don't quite believe it. You don't really know, right? You don't sound bold at all when you come out with it, So what is it? What doctrine is it? Is it any doctrine out there that's not the truth, or is it a particular doctrine, or whatever, man? Because like I said, there's a million and one doctrines out there, right? And if this is all about worshiping the beast, then you can't really have everybody worshiping all these different doctrines because that wouldn't make any sense. Okay, then it would have to be one particular doctrine. But then what doctrine is that? But let me run this anyway, and then we'll jump into it, man. All right. You just run a little bit of this because he's just to get on the video, right?
You understand? And everyone, it caused, some of them to receive of the mark. You understand? So whether you were rich or you were poor, as long as you wanted to receive this doctrine,
So you said to receive a doctrine. So whoever receives this doctrine, but I want to know what it is. How am I supposed to know what doctrine to avoid? It's very gray, very vague in what you're saying, what you're talking about. If that's your stance, and like I said, when you're talking about this thing, you don't sound sure, you don't sound confident, really. Okay, you're not really bold with it. Let's grab a couple of things here. First off, 2 Timothy 2:15, to study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness, right? So we're gonna get into that, right? We're gonna go into the word mark. And only briefly, you don't have to go too deep. Like it comes out almost straight away when you look up the word. You know what I mean? So it doesn't take, a mad amount of CPU to sort of understand that it's not talking about some doctrine. It's talking about something physical, right? But we're gonna get into that in a second, right? It's Ephesians 6:19 says, and for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel. Right? When we teach, man, we're sure about what we teach, man. Right? So we don't like, we're not here thinking about it like while we're trying to explain it. You know what I mean? sometimes we might word it a little bit different, or we bring out different examples or new information surrounding it and stuff like that. But we're not sitting there trying to formulate the breakdown on the spot kind of thing. Like, we know what it is, right? And we're going to tell you what it is, the same thing every time. Okay, with certainty. You know, the MOTB is the implantable, MC hitman, right? In whatever form it takes, that's what it will be, right? It's going to get implanted in your head or on your forehand, okay? And that'll be what it is, right? Until the day it happens, right? A lot of you other camps, like, you're chopping up your doctrine, try and make it sound like, yeah, you kind of knew, but but don't worry, that's not the MLTB and all this, like Nate and the crew. But you guys, man, you're just you just ain't men of the Lord, you're dubious fellows. All right, which let me grab this quickly then. Jeremiah 23 verse 21. So I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. Right? These guys don't really know what's going on. They don't have the truth, man. They're winging it, man. They're absolutely winging it. But anyway, before I get into Revelations 13 here, all right, they say it's a doctrine, right? I would just like to know what that is, so I can, not take the, take the mark. I want to know what that doctrine is, so we know what I've got to be aware of, so I can stay away from it. Just want to know. But you say the word doctrine, right? Okay, I thought, I'll have a quick look into what the word doctrine actually means, right? It says, late 14th century, the body of principles, dogmas, etc., in a religion or field of knowledge, right? It's not strictly concerning religion, okay, which we're gonna get into, right? It's a field of knowledge, right? So of old French doctrine, or doctrine, whatever, right? It says teaching. It's just a teaching, right? Doctrine, and directly from Latin doctrina, a teaching, a body of teachings, learning, from doctor, teacher, blah 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 blah, right? So it's something taught, okay. Now if I go here in the blue letter, right, and this is, I typed in doctrine. The first one that comes out is Deuteronomy 32 and 2, right? And this is the Lord. He talks about doctrine. Right, and it says, my doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the rain, so small rain upon the tender herb, and as the shower upon the grass, right? So you go look into the word doctrine here, right? It's a la qua'a, right? It says learning, teaching, insight, instruction, right? Now this term instruction sounds really appropriate, okay, when we're talking about the beast and worshiping the beast and receiving his the MOTB. That sounds appropriate, right? It is something that you're going to be told to do, right? It will be an instruction. You will be taught that this is the way, this is what you're going to have to do. So in a way, there is a type of doctrine associated with it, but the mark itself is something that's actually physical, right? But but the doctrine side of things really more goes into the image of the beast, because the image of the beast and the mark, the MOTB, are two separate things. They're two different things. All right, and you have to be able to distinguish about the two, right? Worshipping the image of the beast is the system. The image is the system. Okay, and you can see how Esau's changing up the system right now. He's creating a whole new system for everybody, right? We've been running on, Esau version, 1.2 or whatever. Now he's gonna do a full upgrade to 2.0 kind of thing, right? And he's gonna change everything how we operate, right? Everything's gonna change. Okay, when Esau is through, because his NWO is that change, man, that new order. Okay, it's a new one, right? So you can say it's linked into that, but the mark itself is something completely different, right? Let's see what I had here quickly. Alright, yeah, so let's just jump into Revelations 13 now then. But I'm going to go into the blue letter for the breakdown or the understanding, right? Get off. New Testament. Alright. So we read from verse 15 here. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now, what or who speaks for the beast? Right, it's these leaders, right? And only these elites that give these leaders these this power or the ability to set policies and whatever. Right, that's why all the agendas are being pushed from behind the scenes by the elites. That's why we got a whole bunch of madness going on. That's why we got a whole bunch of LGBTs and this new age technology and all this metaverse, and it's all being pushed right from behind the scenes. And our governments and our the corporations that Esau's running, they all push these same things. Oh, we got to be tolerant to this. We got to change what we do. We got to be we got to do our best for the climate. It's all agendas that are pushed on us. So they speak. Right, it speaks. These leaders, these government leaders, they speak and they tell us what to do. Right, but like I said, who's running the show? Well, only the Heavenly Father, but these elites that are behind these politicians and whatever. All right, so they speak, they tell us, they give us instruction. Right, you could say that's their doctrine. The image is kind of like the doctrine that they give us. Right, so you could say that, I guess. But when it comes down to the mark now, right? So let me finish this off, right? So then he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? So if you're not down with the system, you're not down with the new world order, right? You're not down with how things are going to be from now on. Okay, you're gonna revolt, you're gonna rebel. Well, he's still gonna decide to put you down, man. Okay, we don't need insurrection in the NWO, man, because they what they aim for is complete authority, man, complete control. They don't need you. You don't want to be a part of this. You take a bullet. Get thrown in a grave somewhere, in a mass grave, somewhere, whatever. So that'll be your options in that time: death or compliance. You're gonna bow down to this. You're gonna do what we tell you, or you can disappear. Right, but going on, verse 16, and he causeth all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right, so the image, the system is going to make you take this thing, okay, to take this mark. Okay, it's a separate thing. Because you're bowing down to the system, you're going to take his mark. Right, and this mark is a physical thing. And what shows you this? All you got to do is go into verse 16 here, look up the word mark. Where are we? Right, there we are. Right, and we all know it's charagma, right? We know this, right? But what does it mean? Right? What does it mean, right? A stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand. Now, notice the wording has changed a little bit here, right? Because when John is explaining it, he said in forehead, in hand, right? Inside, right? Now it's using the word on, but let's skip that for a minute. We're dealing with in. That's what John, was relaying, that is getting put in the forehead or in the forehand, in the right hand, right? It says of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the. So this is the proof, right? This is the proof of your allegiance to the beast, that you worship the beast. You're gonna have something that's gonna approve you, to certify you that you're part of the system, right? And like we keep telling you, man, it's these implantable devices, man, that is gonna either connect you to the system, or if you ain't got one, ain't gonna connect you to the system. Okay, you're gonna be outside the system. Hence why you're not gonna be able to buy or sell, because you'll be off the system. You're not gonna be on the system. right? This whole new system is all digital, right? And all the currencies, all the goods and the transactions is going to be done through a new digital system. And if you're not part of the system, you ain't got the interface, the RFID, you ain't got the thing to interact with this, you can't buy or sell. And it's like I said, it's something physical that's in you or is not in you. Because if you ain't got it, you can't buy or sell, like the scriptures say. Right? And that would be the proof. That would be the evidence that you're part of the system. That you're down with the beast, that you're down with, down with the cause, as they say, right? You accept his dominion over you. That's what it's about. Right? That would be the proof. That's the badge right here that he's speaking about, right? So the mark brand upon horses, blah, 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 thing carved, sculptured, graven work, right, of idolatrous images, right? Worshipping Esau is an idolatrous thing, right? So it goes on to say, scratch or etching, stamp as a badge of servitude. That's what it's about. Okay, that will be the like I said, the certification, man. That's going to be the proof that you're part of the system, man. Okay, it ain't gonna be white women, right? You gotta come, you wanna go to the store now, you gotta come with a white woman. Otherwise, you ain't buying shit. It ain't gonna be all white women, because that's dumb, right? All these guys and their goofy doctrines is dumb, right? It ain't gonna be a picture of Caesar Borgia. You gotta come into the store with a Caesar Borgia picture, image of the. Ain't gonna be that. Ain't gonna be this doctrine that HOI are talking about. But what? You can just, oh yeah, I'm down with, you're just gonna say it. That ain't proof. Men say a lot of shit, just to get but they're gonna say anything just to get some bread, man. Damn sure, right? That's not proof. You saying I'm down with Satan or whatever, hell Satan, ain't gonna. How does that work? How's that work? How's that working in a practical setting, man? Don't. Right? What's the other crazy, or the embargoes? None of this makes any sense. What these other guys are saying, right? So evidently something physical that's going to happen, that's going to be put inside the flesh, right? And that's just going one deep, right? That's just going into the word mark and come out with the word Quran. But you can go deeper, right? You go into this root word etymology here. What's it going to tell you? Karax, right? And it's going to tell you from karaso, to sharpen to a point. Okay, we all know how they implant these devices, right? Through them surgical syringes, right? Them hypodermic needles, right? I mean, I know skin is like dermic, right? Does it just mean under the skin? But anyway, you can look that up. It's not that important. But yeah, we know how it's delivered, right? We've seen people do it. We've seen people take it, right? With these, all these tattoo artists and whatever, they be implanting these things, right? And yeah, guess what? You can buy, you can sell, you can do all that shit. Hold all this information, which is another side of it, right? You go a bit deeper, you're gonna find even more information, right? But quite evidently, it is not this doctrine that you're talking about. That you don't even know what that doctrine is, right? You don't even know what it is, right? It's something physical, okay, that's going to be put in people, okay? But anyway, Karak says a pal or stake, a palisade, something you punch into the ground, right? Same way this these hypodermic needles, they punch into the skin and deliver that, implantable, right? The same thing. Pales between which earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together. All right. Let's go one more. Right, root, another root. Yeah, goes into grapho. Right. And this is what I was talking about, the data and information and stuff, right? Because we know Esau wants to know everything that's going on with you, man. So wants to know where you've been, how long you was there, what you ate, what your health status is. He wants to know everything, and that's why all these smart things, these smart cities and smart, these smart wares are all being created. It's to monitor you all the time, because now you're connected to the IoT, the Internet of Things. Okay, you connected on the Wi-Fi, the 5G got you connected everywhere you go. Smart lampposts and shit. Esau is gonna get really invasive. Like, you thought things were bad already. Esau about to get real intimate with everybody, man. And the AI is going to be managing all of that, man, because you need an AI to manage so many people, right? And the AI is going to be on that autopilot shit, man. It ain't going to have no mercy, right? It's black and white for that AI, man. There ain't no compassion, no understanding, right? And it's going to dictate your life. Like I said, this whole new digital system now with the CDBDCs. How many D's with the, all of this is all control. It's all controllable now. It's not paper cash no more. Your banks are going to go, pretty much insolvent. Governments are going to take control and offer these, certain banks obviously be there, obviously central banks and stuff, but they're going to, give you these CDBDCs, right? And yeah, that's all programmable money, man. So you can't even just spend it how you want to spend it, man. It's like getting a gift card, man. You can always spend it, or it's got a certain expiry time on it. You can always spend it in certain stores and whatever. That's what it'll be, man. And you're gonna be, we know the food situation already, man. But everything's gonna get rationed to you, man. If you're gonna be able to get anything at all, standing in a line somewhere for 20 hours, like man did with the Queen. But yeah, man, it's just it's shocking. It really is shocking, man, that these guys are still on this crap. These crappy breakdowns that they're dealing with, man, and they're not being studious, right? Because the 2 seconds of looking up words, like you can see that it's not talking about what they're talking about. It's like they're deliberately staying away from deeper understanding because they want you to remain ignorant, man. If that's what their job is to do, to keep you ignorant, if they've been bought out or whatever, some of these men are bought out, and some of these men don't want you to really delve deep. They don't want you to dive deep, man. And I was saying to the brother earlier, man, it's like some of these camps, man, it's like they're taking you to the abortion clinics, man, to get you aborted. You're just sitting in the waiting room waiting to get aborted, man, because they're just keeping you in the dark, man. They're taking you along and making you feel like, if in their sense, if this implantable device comes out and people have to start taking it, then there's nothing to be afraid of, or you can repent. It's all right if you take it out, and all this madness, man. They're making some sort of mad contingencies, right? If what we say does come to pass, come on, man. I talk about damage control, man, but we can controlling shit, because everybody that takes that mark is going to be destroyed, man, and that's why it's so vitally important for you to know what it is. We're not coming with no grayness, no vagueness. Okay, we're telling you what it is, man, and to stay away from it. Do not take it. Okay, we're not coming with this vague, yeah, it's the doctrine. But what the fuck is that? What the hell is that, man? Come on, man, you gotta do better than that. You gotta give me more than that. You know what I'm saying? But let me finish breaking this down anyway. Grapho, right? Because all this, information could be stored on these chips as well, right? So it says to write with reference to form of letters. So, it's just information, right? Delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. Digital, man. You know what I'm saying? To write with reference into contents of the writing. To express written characters. To commit to writing. Things not to be forgotten. Oh, that's a selling point for Esau, isn't it? Oh, yeah, your medical records, and, never forget your keys again, and never forget your... It's like, never forget your medication, because it will remind you, you get a beep beep on your, your app. It'll tell you need to take your medication now. Your house is shouting at you, take your medication. Yeah, do you know what that reminds me of? I mentioned this film earlier, recently as well, Equilibrium, man. I'm sure there was like something like that, man. They got reminded to take their tablets or whatever the fuck it was, injections or whatever. Your house is gonna be, or whatever you're living in. So it probably won't be a house anymore. But it's gonna shout to you, take your medication. Everyone go get up and take their medication to dumb down their fucking senses, man. Or put a fucking VR headset, man, and get lost in cyberspace so you just fucking numb. He's still got a dystopian world waiting for everybody, man. He's not even the joke. This is what he's thinking about, bro. You know what I mean? If it ain't for the Lord You're gonna put an end to all these plans, man. You know, because fuck that. That's mad. Right? We've seen those movies, man. And we don't want to believe in like that. Right? Anyway, where was I? Yeah. To commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down, record. Right? Use of those things which stand written in the sacred books. To write to one by writing a written epistle to give information, directions. Blah, 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 blah. Right? You get the point. Literally. Yeah, pun intended. Right? You get the point. So, yeah, man. I don't know what you groups are doing, man. You can still be on this madness. All right, and that's just dealing with the word mark, right? When you come here in 18, right? The free score 603 scores 6, right? The last 6 in that, what the hell? The last 6. This one here, innit? Yeah, it's stigma, right? Because it talks about the number of the beast as well, right? Now, it says here stigma, right? Stick, i.e. prick. A mark pricked in. Okay, let's focus on in, because that's what John said. In the hand or in the forehead, right? A mark pricked in or branded upon, forget that, the body. Pricked into the body. Pierced into the body. It's physical, man. Come on. To ancient Oriental uses, blah, blah, blah. Slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master, commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to. That is the MO of Esau, man. He is trying to take you, our people at least, away from the Heavenly Father, man, to pledge our allegiances to Him. So we're announcing who our master is. It ain't the Most High. We don't believe in the Most High. We believe in Esau. That's what he's doing. That's what he's trying to cause to happen. Right? That's why it's a test of faith, man. Do you believe the Most High exists? Do you believe that He's gonna save His people? The majority of people are not going to, just like the majority of people didn't believe in Yahweh Shai when He came. It's the same test. Do you believe? Those that don't believe are going to pick Esau. They're going to pick him to be their master, their Lord. Right? The elect are going to pick Yahweh Shai, and they're going to refuse to take this mark of the beast. All right? And their faith is going to be rewarded. All right? That's the whole test. You know? Pardon me. This is and there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the tokens of their gods, right? Yeah, some of you are going to be forthcoming, man. Just like them guys that ran to Antiochus, you know, to make themselves uncircumcised, man. They went willingly, man. You're gonna have Jake do that. You're gonna run to Esau, man. It's the first chance they get. And you're gonna get others that are gonna pay more resistance until they're forced to the hands forced, and their mental breaks. You know, you're gonna have all of that going on. But like I said, man, it's just like they gotta stop with this, man. You know, but you know, all it is just a demonstration. The Lord's not really opened their eyes to it. They're not dealing with them. You know, there's only 2 categories of the false prophets that they've either been bought out or they're just blind. The Lord's blinded them. They just don't know. Can't get it. Even though it's, I say it's easy, innit? But it's only easy for the men that their eyes have been opened to it. You know, the Lord revealeth the secrets unto his servants, the prophets, man. And it's easy for them because it's just there in front of their face. It makes clear sense, you know. But for maybe guys like this, they can't get it all, man. You know. And if there's any elect among them, their eyes will open at some point. You know, I suspect with all these camps, there's you know, maybe members elect in them, and they will be able to tell at some point. Their eyes will be open at some point, and they're going to realize that these guys are just full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about. You know? Let's wrap it up. I've got one last scripture I had up here. Ephesians 4:14. Something verse 12, right? It says, for the perfecting of the saints. Right? We do everything is for the perfecting of the saints, man. To have them on point. Right? To have, to give that knowledge so they can be on point. As it's been given to us, being given to us by elders and apostles. Okay. Come through the Holy Spirit, we're trying to share that information. Right? But you got, as scripture say, man, our people are stiff-necked. They're rebellious. They're hard-headed, man. And this truth ain't meant for everybody. All right? It says, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Yahweh Shai, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, and unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Yahweh Shai. That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. They've got this doctrine, you know what I mean? They're talking about the beast doctrine, but what about their doctrine? Their doctrine's not on point. Right? They're going to lead people to, take this mark. Because they don't believe that that's the device that Esau is using. That's not what Esau's doing. And this is what you got to be circumspect, man. You got to understand what Esau's doing. How he's doing it. So by the sleight of men. Okay, that sleight of hand, it's like an illusion, it's like a trick. Fast hands, deception. Because, guys like Nate, they know, he knows. He knows what the MOTB is. And he's trying to pull a fast one on people. Trying to pull the wool over their eyes, So by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive, speaking the truth in love may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Yahweh Shai. Right, so point is in the 14th there, right? No, we can't be deceived by these guys that are obviously not putting in the work to really decipher what, the MOTB is. They're just putting shit out of their asses, some vague explanations to things that don't really make any sense. Right? Get into the breakdowns, break it down properly, man. Go into the words. Because like I said, when you understand these things for yourself, these guys don't have any sway over you, man. Because what they say just doesn't fit what the scriptures say. And this is what we need to be measuring ourselves by, the scriptures, man, not from fucking ass pulls, Just because, these men are leaders or whatever, man. Go into the scriptures, man. Don't let them, I'm talking about, their congregation, and don't let them just say shit to you. Go search it up, man. Make your calling and election sure. All right? You got to go search it up. Okay, you got to dig into it, man. As the Lord is dealing with you, man, you'll see it instantly. But anyway, with that, Lord, when this was an edifying video, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next one. I says, till then, I say shalom.